Down at Miraz's camp, men woke, stared palely in one another's faces, and grasped their weapons. Down below that in the great river, the heads and shoulders of the nymphs and the great weedy-bearded head of the river god rose from the water. Beyond it, in every field and wood, the alert ears of rabbits rose from their holes, the sleepy heads of birds came out from under wings, owls hooted, vixens barked, hedgehogs grunted, the trees stirred. In towns and villages, mothers pressed babies close to their breasts, staring with wild eyes. Dogs whimpered, and men leapt up, groping for lights. Far away on the northern frontier, the mountain giants peered from the dark gateways of their castles. What Lucy and Susan saw was a dark something coming to them from almost every direction across the hills. It looked first like a black mist creeping on the ground, then like the stormy caves of a black sea rising higher and higher as it came on, and then at last, like what it was, woods on the move. All the trees of the world appeared to be rushing towards Aslan. But as they drew nearer, they looked less like trees, and when the whole crowd, bowing and curtsying and waving thin, long arms to Aslan, were all around Lucy, she saw that it was a crowd of human shapes. Pale birch girls were tossing their heads. Willow women pushed back their hair from their brooding faces to gaze on Aslan. The queenly beeches stood still and adored him. Shaggy oak men, lean and melancholy elms, shock-headed hollies and happy rowans, all bowed and rose again, shouting, Aslan! Aslan! in their various husky or creaky or wave-like voices. The crowd and the dance round Aslan grew so thick and rapid that Lucy was confused. She never saw where certain other people came from, who were soon capering about among the trees. One was a youth dressed only in a fawn skin, with vine leaves wreathed in his curly hair. His face would have been almost too pretty for a boy's, if it had not looked so extremely wild. There were a lot of girls with him, as wild as he. There was even, unexpectedly, someone on a donkey. And everyone was laughing, and everybody was shouting out at him. It was a romp! The man on the donkey, who was old and enormously fat, began calling out,
Refreshments! Refreshments! Come here for refreshments!
And all the time there were more and more vine leaves everywhere. And soon not only leaves, but vines. They were climbing up everything. They were running up the legs of the tree people and circling round their necks. Lucy put up her hands to push back her hair and found she was pushing back vine branches. The donkey was a mass of them. His tail was completely entangled, and something dark was nodding between his ears. Lucy looked again and saw that it was a bunch of grapes. After that, it was mostly grapes, overhead and underfoot and all around.
Come and dance with me!
I say, Sue, do you know who they are? Who? The boy with the wild face is Bacchus, and the old one on the donkey is Silenus.
Oh?
Don't you remember Mr. Tumnus telling us about them long ago?
Of course.
Everyone began eating. Oh, you've never tasted such grapes.
Lovely.
Really good grapes, firm and tight on the outside, but bursting into cool sweetness when you put them into your mouth. Ah! All of a sudden, everyone felt at the same moment that the feast ought to be over, and everyone flopped down, breathless, on the ground, and turned their faces to Aslan to hear what he would say next. But meanwhile...
Who goes there?
Trumpkin, bringing the High King of Narnia out of the far past.
Yes, at last, at last.
Give us a light, friend.
Oh, here.
You lead, Trumpkin. We don't know our way about this place.
Oh, yes, Your Majesty. This way. Come on.
I say, Peter, look at all those carvings on the walls.
I see. I wonder what all these strange characters and snaky patterns mean.
Here's something that looks like a lion.
It shows up again and again. It all seems to belong to an even older Narnia than the old Narnia we knew. How odd. When we were last here, they hadn't been made.
Yes, that makes one think.
Down these stairs and through the door at the bottom. Oh. I don't like the sound of that. Wait, let's listen for a moment.
You know well enough why the horn was not blown at sunrise this morning.
That's King Caspian.
And that mirage fell upon us almost before Trumpkin had gone, and we were fighting for our lives for the space of 3 hours and more. I blew it when first I had a breathing space.
And I'm not likely to forget it.
That's Nickabrick, the Black Dwarf.
Dwarves bore the brunt of the attack, and one in 5 of them fell.
For shame, dwarf. We all did as much as the dwarves, and none more than the king himself.
Oh, tell that tale your own way for all I care. But whether it was that horn was blown too late, or whether there was no magic in it, no help has come. You great clerk, you master magician, you know all. Oh, are you still asking us all to hang our hopes on Aslan and King Peter and all the rest of us?
Well, I must confess, I cannot deny it, that I am deeply disappointed in the result of the operation.
That'll be Dr. Cornelius.
Plainly, your wallet's empty, your eggs addled, your fish uncaught, your promises broken. Stand aside then, let others work. And that
The
is
help
why...
will come. I stand by Aslan. Have patience like us beasts. The help will come. It may be even now at the door.
Aye, you badgers would have us wait till the sky falls and we can all catch larks. I tell you, we can't wait. Food is running short. We lose more than we can afford at every encounter. Our followers are slipping away.
And why? I'll tell you why. Because it's noised among them that we have called on the kings of old, and the kings of old have not answered. The last words Trumpkin spoke before he went were, "If you must blow the horn, do not let the army know why you blow it or what you hope from it." That same evening, everyone seemed to know.
You'd better have shoved your grey snout in a hornet's nest, Badger, than suggest that I am the blab. Take it back!
Oh, stop it, both of you. I want to know what it is that Nickabrick keeps on hinting we should do. But before that, I want to know who those 2 strangers are whom he has brought into our council, and who stand there with their ears open and their mouths shut.
They are... friends of mine.
Friends? Then let them speak. You there, who and what are you?
Worshipful Master Doctor, so please you, I'm only a poor woman, I am, and very obliged to your worshipful dwarfship for his friendship, I'm sure. His Majesty, oh bless his handsome face, he has no need to be afraid of an old woman that's nearly doubled up with the rheumatics and hasn't 2 sticks to put under the kettle. I have some poor little skill. Oh, not like yours, Master Doctor, of course. In small spells that I'd be glad to use against our enemies if it was agreeable to all concerned.
Yeah, this is all most interesting. I think I know now what you are, madam. And perhaps your other friend, Nickabrick, would give some account of himself.
I am hunger. I am thirst. Where I bite, I hold till I die. And even after death, they must cut out my mouthful from my enemy's body and bury it with me. I can fast 100 years and not die. I can lie 100 nights on ice and not freeze. I can drink a river of blood and not burst. Show me your enemies.
And it is in the presence of these 2 that you wish to disclose your plan, Nickabrick?
Yes, and by their help I mean to execute it.
Well, what is your plan?
All said and done, none of us knows the truth about the ancient days in Narnia.
What?
Trumpkin believed none of the stories. I was ready to put them to the trial. We tried first the horn, and it has failed.
Or help is on the way.
You can go on saying that till Miraz has fed us all to his dogs. As I was saying, we have tried one link in the chain of old legends, and it has done us no good. Well, when your sword breaks, you draw your dagger. The stories tell of other powers beside the ancient king and queens. How if we could call them up?
If you mean Aslan, it's all one calling on him and on the kings. They were his servants. If he will not send them, but I've no doubt he will, is he more likely to come himself?
No, you're right there. Aslan and the kings go together. Either Aslan is dead or he's not on our side, or else something stronger than himself keeps him back. And if he did come, how do we know he'd be our friend? He was not always a good friend to the dwarves, by all that's told, not even to all beasts. Ask the wolves. And anyway, he was in Narnia only once that I ever heard of, and he didn't stay long. You may drop Aslan out of the reckoning. I was thinking of someone else.
What do you mean?
I mean a power so much greater than Aslan's that it held Narnia spellbound for years and years, if the stories are true.
You mean...
The White Witch.
You can't mean her.
Yes, I mean the witch.
But she's
don't all take fright at a name as if you were children. We want power, and we want a power that'll be on our side. As for power, don't the stories say that the witch defeated Aslan, bound him, and killed him on that very stone, which is over there, just beyond the light?
But they also say that he came to life again.
Yeah, they say, but you'll notice that we hear precious little about anything he did afterwards. He just fades out of the story. How do you explain that, if he really came to life? Isn't it much more likely that he didn't? And that the stories say nothing more about him because there was nothing more to say.
He established kings and queens.
A king who has just won a great battle can usually establish himself without the help of a performing lion. And anyway, what came of the kings and their reign? They faded too, but it's very different with the witch. They say she ruled for 100 years. 100 years of winter. There's something practical.
But heaven and earth, haven't we always been told that she was the worst enemy of all? Wasn't she a tyrant 10 times worse than Miraz?
Oh, perhaps she was for you humans. If there were any of you in those days. Perhaps she was for some of the beasts. She stamped out the beavers, I dare say. At least there are none of them in Narnia now. But she got on all right with us dwarfs. I'm a dwarf, and I stand by my own people. We're not afraid of the witch.
But you've joined us.
Yes, and a lot of good it has done my people so far. Who is sent on all the dangerous raids? Dwarfs. Who goes short when the rations fail? The dwarfs. And who...
Lies, all lies.
And so, if you can't help my people, I'll go to someone who can.
Is this open treason, dwarf?
Put that sword back in its sheath, Caspian. Don't be fool enough to try it. Do you think I'm afraid of you? There's 3 on my side and 3 on yours. If you want to make something of it now, you can try.
Stop! You go on too fast. What does Knickerbrick mean by calling on the witch? The witch is dead. All the stories agree on that.
Is she dead?
Oh, bless his heart. His dear little majesty needn't mind about the White Lady being dead. The worshipful Master Doctor is only making game of a poor old woman like me when he says that. Sweet Master Doctor, who ever heard of a witch that really died? You can always get them back.
Call her up. We are all ready. Draw the circle and prepare the blue fire.
What? So that is your plan, Knickerbrick? Black sorcery and the calling up of an accursed ghost. Now I see what your companions are. A hag and a werewolf! We must go in now!
Right, come on!
Trumpkin, you take the hag before she kills Dr. Cornelius, right? Edmund, the light! What will become of the light? Edmund, are you all right?
I think so. I've got that brute Knickerbrick, but he's still alive.
Weights and water bottles? It's me you're sitting on. Get off! You're like a young elephant.
Sorry. Is that better?
Ow! No! You're putting your boot in my mouth. Oh, go away.
Is King Caspian anywhere?
I'm here. Something bit me.
Hang on, I have matches. There.
You'll find a candle on the table.
Oh, good. That's better.
I say, we don't seem to have any enemies left. There's the hag.
I got her just before the light went out. I know that for certain. What about Knickerbrick?
He's dead too.
Oh.
And I suppose this thing is a werewolf. It's so long since I've seen one. Wolf's head, man's body. That means he was just turning from man into wolf at the moment he was killed.
Right.
So you're King Caspian?
Yes, but I've no idea who you are.
It's the High King, King Peter, and King Edmund.
Oh, your majesties are very welcome.
And so is your majesty. We haven't come to take your place, you know, but to put you into it.
Your Majesty.
Ah, best of badgers. You never doubted us all through.
No credit to me, Your Majesty. I'm a beast, and we don't change. I'm a badger, what's more, and we hold on.
Well, I'm sorry for Knickerbrick, though he hated me from the first moment he saw me. He'd gone sour inside from long suffering and hating, and if we had won quickly, he might have become a good dwarf in the days of peace.
Yes.
Caspian, you're bleeding.
Yes, I'm bitten. It was that wolf thing.
We'll dress your wound and send for someone to take away the bodies. Let the vermin be flung into a pit, but the dwarf we'll give to his people to be buried in their own fashion.
There is one other thing.
Yes, King Edmund?
Is there any chance of having some breakfast?
Now, Aslan and the girls, I mean Queen Susan and Queen Lucy, are somewhere close. We don't know when he will act. In his time, no doubt, not ours. In the meantime, he would like us to do what we can on our own.
Right.
You say, Caspian, we are not strong enough to meet Miraz in pitched battle.
I'm afraid not, High King.
Very well, then. I'll send him a challenge to single combat.
Single combat? I hadn't thought of that.
Oh, please, could it be me? I want to avenge my father.
You're wounded. And anyway, wouldn't he just laugh at a challenge from you?
Laugh?
I mean, we have seen that you are king and warrior, but he thinks of you as a kid.
But sire, will he accept a challenge from even you? He knows he has the stronger army.
Yeah.
Very likely he won't. But there's always the chance. And even if he doesn't, we shall spend the best part of the day sending heralds to and fro and all that.
Oh, right.
By then, Aslan may have done something. And at least I can inspect the army and strengthen the position. I will send the challenge. Edmund, you'll deliver it and work out the terms of the battle.
Right.
2 others should accompany Edmund. Ah, the giant you told me about.
Oh, he's not very clever.
Of course not. But any giant looks impressive if only he will keep quiet. But who for the other?
Upon my word, if you want someone who can kill with looks, Reepicheep would be the best.
He would indeed, from all I hear. If only he wasn't so small. They wouldn't even see him till he was close.
Send Glenstorm, sire. No one ever laughed at a centaur.
That's right.
That's right.
All right, bring them here while I write the challenge. Have you pen and ink, Master Doctor?
A scholar is never without them, Your Majesty.
Very well. I will dictate.
Ready now, sire.
Peter, by the gift of Aslan, by election, by prescription, and by conquest, High King over all kings in Narnia, Emperor of the Lone Islands, and Lord of Cair Paravel, Knight of the most noble Order of the Lion, to Miraz, son of Caspian the Eighth, sometime Lord Protector of Narnia, and now styling himself King of Narnia. Greeting, and
Lord Gliselle, I saw 3 figures come from the enemy camp. What news? Have they come to surrender?
No, my Lord Sir Caspian, but to issue a challenge to the king.
A challenge? You jest. We hold the enemy in our fist here. Miraz would never be so harebrained as to throw away his advantage on a combat.
King Miraz is considering the challenge even now. He will seek our counsel shortly, I have no doubt.
And our counsel he shall have. I would not venture to allow a sure victory to...
A sure victory, yes. But for whom?
Oh. Softly, Lord Glazell, lest the sentries hear us.
If the king undertook a wager of battle, why, either he would kill or be killed. If he killed, we should have won the war. But if he were to be killed...
Speak plainly, Lord Glazell.
I need not tell your lordship that Miraz is no very great captain. We should be as able to win this war without the king's leadership as with it. If he were to die, we should be both victorious and kingless.
Is your meaning, my lord, that you and I could hold this land quite as conveniently without a king as with one?
Not forgetting that it was we who first put him on the throne. And in all the years that he has enjoyed it, what fruits have come our way? What gratitude has he shown us?
Shh, say no more.
Lord Glazell, Lord Sir Caspian, the king wishes your counsel immediately in his tent.
Thank you. Courtier,
yes.
Where are the 3 messages from the enemy camp?
They are being entertained with food and drink outside of the king's tent.
And who were they?
A giant, a centaur, and one who calls himself King Edmund.
Thank you, courtier. After you, Lord Glazell.
Thank you, Lord Sir Caspian. We shall play Miraz like a stringed instrument.
Let the song begin.
It's about time you two arrived.
We came as quickly as we could, sire.
Indeed.
There. Look at this. This pack of nursery tales our jackanapes of a nephew has sent us.
Oh, do you see this challenge, Lord Sir Caspian?
I see.
By your leave, sire. If the young warrior whom we have seen outside of your tent is the King Edmund mentioned in the writing, then I would not call him a nursery tale, but a very dangerous knight.
King Edmund, pah! Does your lordship believe those old wives' fables about Peter and Edmund and the rest?
I believe my eyes, your majesty.
Well, this is to no purpose. But touching the challenge, I suppose there is only one opinion between us, huh?
I suppose so indeed, sire.
And what is that?
You must refuse it, of course. For though I have never been called a coward, I must plainly say that to meet that young man in battle is more than my heart would serve me for. And if, as is likely, his brother, the High King Peter, is more dangerous than he, why, on your life, my Lord King, have nothing to do with it.
Ah, a plague on you! It was not that sort of counsel I wanted. Do you think I am asking you if I should be afraid to meet this Peter? If there is such a man? Do you think I fear him? Huh?
No.
I wanted your counsel on the policy of the matter, whether we, having the advantage, should hazard it on the wager of a battle.
To which I can only answer, your majesty.
What?
That for all reasons, the challenge should be refused. There is death in the strange knight's face.
There you are again. Are you trying to make it appear that I am as great a coward as your lordship?
Your Majesty may say your pleasure.
You talk like an old woman, Glozell. What say you, my lord Sir Caspian?
Do not touch it, sire. And what your majesty says of the policy of the thing comes in very happily. It gives your majesty excellent grounds for a refusal without any cause of questioning your majesty's honour or courage.
Great heaven, are you also bewitched today? Do you think I am looking for grounds to refuse it? You might as well call me a coward to my face. I see what it is. You are as lily-livered as hares yourselves, and have the effrontery to imagine my heart after the likeness of yours. Grounds for a refusal, indeed. Excuses for not fighting. Huh? Are you soldiers? Are you telmarines? Are you men? Huh? And if I do refuse it, as all good reasons of captaincy and martial policy urge me to do, you will think and teach others to think I was afraid. Is that not so?
No man of your majesty's age would be called coward by any wise soldier for refusing the combat with a great warrior in the flower of his youth.
So, I have one foot in the grave as well as a coward, huh? I'll tell you what it is, my lords. With your womanish counsels, you have done the very opposite of your intent. I had meant to refuse it, but I'll accept it. Do you hear? Accept it. I'll not be shamed because some witchcraft or treason has frozen both your bloods. Now get out. Out!
Yes, your majesty.
Majesty. I knew he'd do it if he were properly chafed.
But I'll not forget he called me coward. It shall be paid for.
Go on, Trumpkin.
Well, King Peter, your brother King Edmund has chosen a place for the battle with one of Miraz's captains. They're readying it now with ropes and stakes.
Good. 2
Telmarines are to stand at 2 of the corners and 1 in the middle of one side as officials of the contest. 3 officials for the other 2 corners and the other side are to be furnished by you.
Oh, I will do it.
My good King Caspian, you cannot be an official because it's your right to the throne that we're fighting for.
Oh, your majesty, please? I'm a bear, I am.
To be sure you are. And a good bear too, I have no doubt.
Oh, thank you. Yes, but it was always a right of the bears to supply one official to a contest.
Oh, don't let him. He's a good creature, but he'll shame us all. He'll go to sleep and he will suck his paws in front of the enemy too.
I can't help that, because he's quite right. The bears had that privilege.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how it has been remembered after all these years, when so many other things have been forgotten.
Oh, please, your majesty.
It is your right, and you shall be one of the officials, but you must remember not to suck your paws.
Of course not.
Why, you're doing it this minute.
I am not.
Sire.
What? Ah, Reaper Chief.
Sire, my life is ever at your command, but my honour is my own. I have among my people the only trumpeter in your majesty's army. I had thought, perhaps, we might have been sent with the challenge. Sire, my people are grieved. Perhaps, if it were your pleasure that I should be an official at the contest, it would content them.
I'm afraid it would not do, Reaper Chief. Some humans are afraid of mice.
I had observed it, sire.
And it would be quite unfair to Miraz to have in sight anything that might abate the edge of his courage.
Your Majesty is the mirror of honour.
Right. Giant Wimbleweather and the Bear and the Centaur Glenstorm shall be our officials. The combat will be at 2 hours after noon. Lunch at noon precisely. Dismissed.
Your Majesty, I mean no disrespect, but that is to say, you can beat him.
That's what I'm fighting him to find out.
A little before 2 o'clock, Trumpkin and the Badger sat with the rest of the creatures at the wood's edge, looking across at the gleaming line of Miraz's army, which was about 2 arrow shots away. In between, a square space of level grass had been staked for the combat. At the 2 far corners stood Glozell and Sir Caspian with drawn swords. At the near corners were Giant Wimbleweather and the Bulgy Bear, who, in spite of all their warnings, was sucking his paws and looking, to tell the truth, uncommonly silly. To make up for this, Glenstorm, on the right of the arena, stock still, looked much more imposing than the Telmarine Baron who faced him on the left. Peter had just shaken hands with Edmund and Dr. Cornelius, and was now walking down to the combat. It was like the moment before the pistol goes off at an important race, but very much worse.
I do wish Aslan had turned up before it came to this.
So do I. But look behind you.
What? Oh! Crows and crockery! What are they? They're huge! Beautiful! Like gods and goddesses!
It's the Dryads and Hamadryads and Sylvans. Aslan has waked them.
But there are so many! There must be hundreds, maybe thousands of them.
They'll be useful if the enemy try any treachery.
But it won't help the High King very much if Miraz proves handier with his sword.
Hush! King Peter and Miraz are entering the arena.
What did they just say?
When?
Just now. They bowed to each other and said something.
I couldn't hear. Ah, there's the signal for the fight to begin.
The two swords flashed in the sunlight.
Well done, Peter. Oh, well done. Now follow it up, quick!
Miraz fell back a whole pace and a half. It looked as if the fight might be won. But then he pulled himself together, began to make real use of his height and weight. Edmund and Caspian grew white with sickening anxiety.
Peter's taking some dreadful knocks.
Oh, hello.
What?
What's happening now?
Both pulling apart. A bit tired, I expect. Watch! Now they're beginning again. More scientifically this time, circling round and round, feeling each other's defences.
Oh, I'm afraid this Miraz knows his stuff.
Yes! Come on, Peter!
Oh, what was that? Well, my old eyes missed it.
The High King has pricked Miraz in the armpit, just where the armhole of the chainmail let the point through. First blood.
Oh, it's looking ugly again now, though. Peter, lift up your shield! He must be hurt in the left arm.
Oh, you've seen more battles than I. Was there any chance now?
Precious little. I suppose he might just do it.
Why did we let it happen at all?
Oh, good. They've agreed to a rest.
Come on, Doctor. You and I may be able to do something for the High King.
Oh, right.
Peter! Peter, are you all right?
Yes.
Is your arm wounded?
It's not exactly a wound. I got the full weight of his shoulder on my shield, like a load of bricks, and the rim of the shield drove into my wrist. I don't think it's broken, but it might be a sprain. If you could tie it up very tight, I think I could manage.
Right. Dr. Cornelius, hand me that cloth.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hold out your wrist.
Here.
What do you think of him, Peter?
Tough. Very tough. I have a chance if I can keep him on the hop till his weight and short wind come against him. To tell the truth, I haven't much chance otherwise. Give my love to everyone at home, Ed, if he gets me.
Peter?
Here he comes. So long, old chap. Goodbye, Doctor.
Good luck.
And Ed, say something specially nice to Trumpkin. He's been a brick.
You can tell him yourself. Later.
Right.
The High King is fighting better.
He seems to be making more use of his shield. That's right, Peter. Keep him moving. Make Miraz work for his strikes.
You coward! Will you stand up and fight?
Oh, I do hope he won't listen to them.
Not Peter. You don't know him. Oh!
What?
He's taken a blow to his helmet. Get up, Peter. Get up! Look out, Peter. He's coming at you.
I can't look.
No, wait, it's all right. It glanced down his right shoulder. His mail didn't break.
Great Scott, he's up again. Go to it, Peter, go!
What happened? How did he get up?
He grabbed Miraz's arm as it came down.
There's a man for your truffle hunter. Uses his enemy's arm as a ladder. The High King! The High King!
Miraz is angry. That's good.
Come on,
They were certainly at it hammer and tongs now. Such a flurry of blows that it seemed impossible for either not to be killed. As the excitement grew, the shouting almost died away. The spectators were holding their breath. It was most horrible and most magnificent. Then a great shout rose from the old Narnians. Miraz was down! Not struck by Peter, but face downward, having tripped. Peter stepped back, waiting for him to rise.
Oh, bother. Need he be as gentlemanly as all that?
Comes of being a knight and a High King.
Right.
Yes, but that brood will be up again in a minute, and then...
But Miraz never rose. Lord Glazelle and Lord Sir Caspian had their own plans ready. As soon as they saw their king down, they leapt into the arena, crying,
Treason! Treachery!
The Narnian traitor has stabbed our king in the back while he lay helpless!
To arms! To arms! To arms! To arms!
Peter hardly understood what was happening. He saw two big men running towards him with drawn swords. Then the third Telmarine had leapt over the ropes on his left.
To arms, Narnia! Treachery!
If all three had set upon Peter, he never would have spoken again. But Lord Josel stopped to stab his own king dead where he lay.
That's for your insults this morning.
Peter swung to face Lord Sir Caspian, slashed his legs from under him, and with the back cut of the same stroke, hit him in the head. Edmund was now at his side.
Narnia! Narnia! The lion!
The whole Telmarine army was rushing towards them. But now the giant was stamping forward, stooping low and swinging his club. The centaurs charged, the dwarfs let fly their arrows. Full battle was joined.
Attack! Attack! Come back, Reaper Chief! You'll only be killed! This is no place for mice!
But the ridiculous little creatures were dancing in and out among the feet of both armies, jabbing with their swords. Many a Telmarine warrior that day felt his foot suddenly pierced, as if by a dozen skewers, hopped on one leg cursing the pain, and fell as often as not. If he fell, the mice finished him off. If he did not, someone else did. But almost before the old Narnians really warmed to their work, they found the enemy giving way. Tough-looking warriors turned white, gazing in terror behind them, and then flung down their weapons, shrieking, "The Wood! The Wood! The end of the world!" Soon, neither their cries nor the sound of the weapons could be heard anymore, for both were drowned in the ocean-like roar of the awakened trees as they plunged through the ranks of Peter's army and then on in pursuit of the Telmarines. In a few minutes, all Miraz's followers were running down to the great river in the hope of crossing the bridge to the town of Verona and there defending themselves behind ramparts and closed gates. They reached the river, but there was no bridge. It had disappeared. Then, utter panic and horror fell upon them, and they all surrendered.
I say, Peter, what happened to the bridge?
To answer that question, we have to go back a few hours to earlier that morning. Lucy and Susan had had a few hours' sleep and awoke to find Aslan standing over them.
We will make a holiday.
A holiday?
Splendid. Oh, where have the trees gone?
Oh, there they are, moving towards Aslan's house.
Bacchus and the Maenads, his fierce madcap girls, and Silenus, the jolly old man on the donkey, were still with them. Everyone was awake, everyone was laughing, flutes were playing, cymbals clashing. Animals, not talking animals, were crowding in upon them from every direction.
Children!
Yes, Aslan?
Come! Ride on my back again today.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, thank you so much.
Both girls climbed onto the warm golden back as they had done no one knew how many years before. Then the whole party moved off with Aslan leading. They turned a little to the right, raced down a steep hill, and found the long bridge of Verona in front of them. Before they had begun to cross it, however, up out of the water came a great, wet, bearded head, larger than a man's, crowned with rushes. It looked at Aslan, and out of its mouth came,
Hail, Lord! Loose my chains!
Who on earth is that?
I think it's the river god.
Bacchus!
Yes, Aslan?
Deliver him from his chains!
Chains?
That means the bridge, I expect.
So Bacchus and his people splashed forward into the shallow water, and a minute later the most curious things began happening. Great strong trunks of ivy came curling up all the piers of the bridge, growing up as quickly as a fire grows, wrapping the stones round, splitting, breaking, separating them. The walls of the bridge turned into hedges filled with hawthorn for a moment, and then disappeared as the whole thing, with a rush and a rumble, collapsed into the swirling water. With much splashing, screaming, and laughter, the revellers waded or swam or danced across the fall.
Hurrah! It's the ford of Baruna again now.
They went up the bank on the far side and into the town. Wherever they went, it was the same. Most of the people fled, a few joined them. When they left the town, they were a larger and a merrier company. They swept on across the level fields of the north bank of the river. At every farm, animals came out to join them. Sad old donkeys who had never known joy grew suddenly young again. Chained dogs broke their chains. Horses kicked their carts to pieces and came trotting along with them, kicking up mud and whinnying. At a well in a yard, they met a man who was beating a boy. The stick burst into flour in the man's hand. He tried to drop it, but it stuck to his hand. His arm became a branch, his body the trunk of a tree, his feet took root. The boy, who'd been crying a moment before, burst out laughing and joined them. Then they came upon a school.
Now, boys, it's time to... Please don't hit Jeremy Clive. As I was saying, it's time to do our multiplication tables and... Now, David, don't pull faces like that. Makes you look like a little pig. Please don't. What in the world is that noise outside?
Will you join us?
Me? Oh, my. No. Oh, please don't. I'd love to, but I mustn't. I must stick to my work. And the children would be frightened if they saw you.
Frightened? Who's she talking to out the window? We should tell the principal she talks to people out the window and she ought to be teaching us. Let's go see who it is. Yeah, come on.
The boys all came crowding to the window, but as soon as their mean little faces looked out, Bacchus gave a great cry. And all the boys began howling with fright and trampling one another down to get out of the door and jumped out of the windows. And it was said afterwards, whether truly or not, that those particular little boys were never seen again, but that there were a lot of very fine little pigs in that part of the country, which had never been there before.
Now, dear heart, will you join us?
My students are gone. I suppose I can now.
At Beaver's Dam, they recrossed the river and came east again along the southern bank. They came to a little cottage where a child stood in the doorway, crying.
Why are you crying, my love?
Auntie's very ill. She's going to die.
Aslan went to go in at the door of the cottage, but it was too small for him. So when he'd got his head through, he pushed with his shoulders. Lucy and Susan fell off when he did this, and lifted the whole house up, and it fell backwards and apart. And there, still in her bed, though the bed was now in the open air, lay a little old woman who looked as if she had dwarf blood in her. She was at death's door. But when she opened her eyes and saw the bright, hairy head of the lion staring into her face, she did not scream or faint.
Oh, Aslan, I knew it was true. I've been waiting for this all my life. Have you come to take me away?
Yes, dearest. But not the long journey yet.
And as he spoke, like the flush creeping along the underside of a cloud at sunrise, The colour came back into her white face, and her eyes grew bright, and she sat up.
Why, I do declare I feel that better. I think I could take a little breakfast this morning.
Here you are, Mother. Drink from this.
This isn't water from our well, but it is delicious, whatever it is. Makes a nice change, that does. I believe I will get up now.
Ride on
May I?
You may! Susan, Lucy, you two queens will have to run now.
We'd like that just as well, thank you.
And so at last, with leaping and dancing and singing, with music and laughter and roaring and barking and neighing, they all came to the place where Miraz's army stood, flinging down their swords and holding up their hands, and Peter's army, still holding their weapons and breathing hard, stood round them with stern and glad faces. And the first thing that happened was that the old woman slipped off Aslan's back and ran across to Caspian.
Caspian.
And they embraced one another,
Nurse?
for she was his old nurse.
Aslan, this is Caspian, sir.
Aslan. Welcome, Prince. Do you feel yourself sufficient to take up the kingship of Narnia?
Well, I don't think I do, sir. I'm only a kid.
Good. If you had felt yourself sufficient, it would have been a proof that you were not. Therefore, under us and under the High King, you shall be King of Narnia, Lord of Cair Paravel, and Emperor of the Lone Islands. You and your heirs while your race lasts.
Oh.
And your coronation...
Make way! Make way,
But
please.
what have we here?
That's it. Set him down. Oh.
At that moment, a curious little procession was approaching. 11 mice, 6 of whom carried between them something on a litter made of branches. But the litter was no bigger than a large book. No one has ever seen mice more woebegone than these. They were plastered with mud, some with blood too, and their whiskers drooped and their tails dragged in the grass. On the litter lay what seemed little better than a damp heap of fur, all that was left of Reepicheep. He was still breathing, but more dead than alive, gashed with innumerable wounds, one paw crushed, and where his tail had been, a bandaged stump.
Lucy, you're cordial.
Yes, Aslan.
Lucy had her diamond bottle out in a moment. Though only a drop was needed on each of Reepicheep's wounds, the wounds were so many that there was a long and anxious silence before she finished, and the Master Mouse sprang from the litter.
Hail, Aslan. I have the honor of... Oh, my tail. I am confounded. I am completely out of countenance.
I must crave your indulgence for appearing in this unseemly fashion.
It becomes you very well, small one.
All the same, if anything could be done, perhaps Her Majesty could use her cordial.
But what do you want with a tail?
Sir, I can eat and sleep and die for my king without one. But a tail is the honour and glory of a mouse.
Yes.
I have sometimes wondered, friend, whether you do not think too much about your honor.
Highest of all high kings, permit me to remind you that a very small size has been bestowed on us mice. And if we did not guard our dignity, some would allow themselves very unsuitable pleasantries at our expense.
Yes.
That is why I have been at some pains to make it known that no one who does not wish to feel this sword as near his heart as I can reach shall talk in my presence about mousetraps or cheese. Not, sir, not the tallest fool in Narnia.
Yes.
Why have your followers all drawn their swords, may I ask?
May it please your High Majesty, my name is Peepy Cheek, and we are all waiting to cut off our own tails if our chief must go without his. We will not bear the shame of wearing an honour which is denied to the High Mouse.
You have conquered me. You have great hearts.
Oh.
Not for the sake of your dignity, Reepicheep, but for the love that is between you and your people, and still more for the kindness your people showed me long ago when you ate away the cords that bound me on the stone table. You shall have your tail again.
Thank you, Aslan.
Then, at Aslan's command, Peter bestowed the knighthood of the Order of the Lion on Caspian, and Caspian, as soon as he was knighted, himself bestowed it on Truffle Hunter and Trumpkin and Reepicheep, and made Dr. Cornelius his Lord Chancellor, and confirmed the Bulgy Bear in his hereditary office as official of all contests. After this, the Telmarine soldiers were put under lock and key in the town of Verona. They complained about wading in the river, for they all hated and feared running water, just as much as they hated and feared woods and animals. In the end, the nuisance was over, and then the nicest parts of that long day began. The trees provided dry sticks for a giant bonfire. Then Bacchus and Silenus and the Maenads began a dance which contained not only fun and beauty, but the magic of plenty, which brought into existence a feast of the most delicious meats, fruits, and drink. Aslan feasted the Narnians till long after the sunset had died away, and the stars had come out, and the great fire shone like a beacon in the dark woods. The best thing of all about this feast was that there was no breaking up or going away, but as the talk grew quieter and slower, one after another would begin to nod, and finally drop off to sleep, with feet towards the fire, and good friends on either side. But Aslan and the moon gazed upon each other with joyful and unblinking eyes.
Well, Lord Gazelle, we're all here.
Even the captured soldiers of Verona?
They're coming now. So, what do we make of this?
You've all read the proclamation which that pretender to the throne, Caspian, and the lion sent out yesterday.
We did. We wouldn't be here otherwise.
Caspian is now proclaimed king, and we Telmarines are to give allegiance to him.
And we are to give all of Narnia back to the talking beasts and the dwarfs and dryads and fauns and all those other pests.
Well, you can do that if you want, but I'm not living here with a lot of blooming performing animals.
And ghosts too. That's what those dryads really are. It's not right.
No. Well, I don't trust them. Any of them. That's why I'm here. The proclamation said that any of us who don't want to stay should meet at the ford of Bruna today. That's what I'm doing.
Well, I'm here, but I don't like it.
The lion said he would find us another home.
I'm telling you, he won't keep his claws off us long. You'll see. He'll take us off to his den and eat us one by one, most likely.
But you've come, haven't you? We all have. I presume because we have realized the same thing. We have no choice.
Oh. Well, what do you suppose that contraption is?
What contraption?
There, at the end of the glade.
You don't think it's a scaffold, do you? Looks like a scaffold to me. That crossbeam at the top will hold a rope.
Looks more like a doorway to me.
In the middle of a glade, a doorway that leads nowhere.
Quiet, you fools. Here comes the lion and those kings and queens.
That's it. We're at their mercy now.
It's every Telmarine for himself.
Men of Telmar, you who seek a new land, hear my words. I will send you all to your own country, which I know and you do not.
We don't remember Telmar.
We don't know where it is.
That's right. We don't know what it's like.
You came into Narnia out of Telmar, but you came into Telmar from another place. You do not belong to this world at all. You came hither certain generations ago out of that same world to which the High King Peter belonged.
There you are. Told you so. He's going to kill us all, send us right out of the world.
Oh, shut up. I might have guessed we didn't belong to this place. We're of royal blood, you see.
Peace. You, Sir Caspian, might have known that you could be no true king of Narnia unless, like the kings of old, you were a son of Adam and came from the world of Adam's sons. And so you are. Many years ago in that world, in a deep sea of that world which is called the South Sea, a shipload of pirates were driven by a storm on an island. There they did as pirates would, killed the natives, sometimes killed one another, and in one of those frays 6 were put to flight by the rest and fled with their women into the center of the island and up a mountain, and went, as they thought, into a cave to hide. But it was one of the magical places of that world, one of the chinks and chasms between that world and this. Oh, there were many chinks and chasms between worlds in old times, but they have grown rarer. This was one of the last. I do not say the last. And so they fell, or rose, or blundered, or dropped right through, and found themselves in this world, in the land of Telmar, which was then unpeopled. But why it was unpeopled is a long story. I will not tell it now. And in Telmar their descendants lived and became a fierce and proud people. And after many generations there was a famine in Telmar, and they invaded Narnia, which was then in some disorder. They conquered it and ruled it. Do you mark all this well, King Caspian?
Oh, I do indeed, sir. I was wishing that I came of a more honourable lineage.
You come of the Lord Adam and the Lady Eve, and that is both honour enough to erect the head of the poorest beggar, and shame enough to bow the shoulders of the greatest emperor on earth. Be content.
Yes, sir.
And now, you men and women of Telmar, will you go back to that island in the world of men from which your fathers first came? It is no bad place. The race of those pirates who first found it has died out, and it is without inhabitants. Oh, there are good wells of fresh water and fruitful soil, and timber for building and fish in the lagoons. And the other men of that world have not yet discovered it. The chasm is open for your return. But this I must warn you. Once you have gone through, it will close behind you forever. There will be no more commerce between the worlds by that door.
I told you it was a doorway.
Quiet! Well, I'll take the offer.
It is well chosen. And because you have spoken first, strong magic is upon you. Your future in that world shall be good. Come forth.
What do you want me to do?
Go through the doorway, my son.
Right.
Did you see that? That's the problem. I didn't see anything. The 3 pieces of wood are there. I see the trees and the grass and the sky beyond. But he simply vanished.
It's a trick. He's sending us to our deaths. I'm not going.
Quiet, all of you. Lion, I don't see any world through those sticks of wood. If you want us to believe in it, why doesn't one of you go? All your own friends are keeping well away from that so-called doorpost.
If my example can be of any service, Aslan, I will take 11 mice through that arch at your bidding without a moment's delay.
Nay, little one. They would do dreadful things to you in that world. It is others who must lead.
Peter?
Yes. Come on, Edmund.
What?
Lucy.
What?
Our time's up.
What do you mean? This way. Back into the trees. We've got to change.
Huh? Change what?
Our clothes, of course.
What?
Nice fool's weird look on the platform of an English station in these.
Station?
But our things are at Caspian's castle.
No, they're not. They're all over here. They were brought down in bundles this morning.
Huh?
It's all arranged.
Was that what Aslan was talking to you and Susan about this morning?
Yes. And other things. I can't tell it to you all. There were things he wanted to say to Sue and me because we were not coming back to Narnia.
Never?
That can't be.
Oh, you two are. At least from what he said. I'm pretty sure he means you to get back someday. But not Sue and me. He says we're getting too old.
Oh, Peter, what awful bad luck. Can you bear it?
Well, I think I can. It's all rather different from what I thought. You'll understand when it comes to your last time. But quick, here are our things.
It was odd and not very nice to take off their royal clothes and come back in their school things into that great assembly. One or two of the nastier Telmarines jeered, but the other creatures all cheered and rose up in honor of Peter the High King and Queen Susan of the Horn and King Edmund and Queen Lucy. There were affectionate and tearful farewells with all their old friends, animal kisses and hugs from bulgy bears, and hands wrung by Trumpkin, and a last tickly, whiskerish embrace with Truffle Hunter. And, of course, Caspian offered the horn back to Susan, and, of course, Susan told him to keep it. And then, wonderfully and terribly, it was farewell to Aslan himself. And Peter took his place with Susan's hands on his shoulders, and Edmund's on hers, and Lucy's on his, and the first of the Telmarines on Lucy's. And so in a long line they moved forward to the door.
Left, right.
After that came a moment which is hard to describe. for the children seemed to be seeing three things at once. One was the mouth of a cave opening into the glaring green and blue of an island in the Pacific where all the Telmarines would find themselves the moment they were through the door. The second was a glade in Narnia, the faces of dwarfs and beasts, the deep eyes of Aslan, and the white patches on the badger's cheeks. But the third, which rapidly swallowed up the other two, was the grey, gravelly surface of a platform in a country station, and a seat with luggage round it, where they were all sitting as if they'd never moved from it. A little flat and dreary for a moment after all they'd been through, but also unexpectedly nice in its own way, what with the familiar railway smell, and the English sky, and the school term before them.
Well, we have had a time, haven't we?
We certainly have.
Oh, bother! What's wrong, Edmund?
I've left my new torch in Narnia.
Because the 7 Chronicles of Narnia were originally released one at a time over 7 years, some people assume that Jack Lewis wrote only one a year during that period. The truth is, Jack had finished all 7 stories in half that time. The writing came fast and furious for him with most of the books, though, like most writers, he had 1 or 2 false starts. For example, before writing Prince Caspian, he began a story about a boy named Diggory, who had special powers to communicate with trees and animals, and had a very strange godmother called Mrs. Le Fay, and a friend next door named Polly. But Diggory loses his special powers when he cuts off the branch of a tree to help Polly build a raft. One can immediately see the jumble of ideas that would be rearranged to become the story we know as The Magician's Nephew. But we can also be certain that many of the stories weren't simply made up as Jack went along. It's clear that even as he was finishing The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, the first book written, he had ideas for the sequels. How else could he have turned an incidental fact like Susan's lost horn into such an important element in Prince Caspian? It's a testimony to the remarkable inspiration Jack obviously felt while he was in the land of Narnia. Prince Caspian, The Return to Narnia by C.S. Lewis, was dramatized and directed by Paul McCusker. Sound design by Todd Bastide. Music was composed and orchestrated by John Campbell. Our producer was Dave Arnold. Our cast included Paul Schofield as the storyteller, David Suchet as Aslan, Chris Emmett as Trumpkin, Freddie Finlay as Peter, Catherine Suchet as Susan, Matthew White as Edmund, Elizabeth Eaton as Lucy, and Richard Suchet as Caspian. Our cast also included the multi-voiced talents of Robert Benfield, John Bluthal, Richard Breitiff, Tenniel Evans, Katie Glassborough, Peter Goodright, David Grant, Dilys Hamlet, Frank Lazarus, Tom Maggs, Theo Maggs, Betty Marsden, Robert Meadwell, Peter Morton, David Oakley, Philip Sherlock, Christopher Snell, and Frank Topping. Focus on the Family Radio Theatre is a production of Focus on the Family, and I'm your host, Douglas Gresham. Thank you for listening.